In 1991, a 5,000-year-old frozen body was discovered high in the Italian Alps. Archaeologists soon named this ancient man Otzi. Several tools were found near Otzi's body, including a copper axe, a pressure flaker, and a flint dagger. Also found near the body was a leather quiver containing 2 completed arrows and 12 unfinished arrows. In part 1 of this video, we will show you how to collect the material to make the same style of arrow that Otzi used 5,000 years ago. The main shafts were made out of shoots of Viburnum latana. While this plant is native to Europe, I was able to find examples of it growing as part of the landscaping at a local university. One of the arrows found in Otzi's quiver was a compound arrow, meaning it had a main shaft and a foreshaft that fit on the end. This foreshaft was made out of dogwood. For this arrow, I'm going to use red osier dogwood, a plant commonly found growing along streams. There are still remnants of the 3 feathers that were used to fletch Otzi's arrow. Some archaeologists have suggested that possibly eagle, raven, or vulture feathers were used for the arrow, but these are not an option for legal reasons. For this arrow, I'm going to use the feathers of a Canada goose. The feather fletchings were glued to the arrow with birch tar and then wrapped with fine thread made out of stinging nettle. Nettles can be found growing in a thick stand and reach a height of 8 feet. The entire plant is covered with fine hairs which can inflict a painful sting, so wearing gloves would be recommended. Once the leaves are removed, the long fibers growing along the outside of the stalk can easily be stripped away. These long fibers will then be twisted into a strong cordage which will be used to secure the fletchings to the arrow. Birch tar was used to glue the point and fletchings to the arrow shaft. This tar is extracted from the bark of the birch tree. To get the birch tar for your arrow, start by collecting enough bark to fill a tin can. The can full of birch bark has a hole in the bottom of it, so when we build a fire over the can, the tar will drip out the bottom into a jar which is buried underground. Also found near Otzi's body was a birch bark container containing maple leaves and charcoal. Archaeologists believe that this was a way Otzi was able to carry fire on his mountain journey. It takes about an hour for the heat from the fire to extract the tar from the birch bark. In the berry jar, you will find the birch tar, which is thick and sticky when warm, but when cool, it becomes a hard, strong, natural glue. Sinew fibers were wrapped underneath the tar to help secure the point to the arrow. Here I am collecting sinew from a bow-killed mule deer buck. When fresh, the sinew is soft and pliable, but when it dries it becomes rock hard. To process the sinew, pound it between two hard rocks. Then the fine fibers can be stripped away. One of the arrows still had a flint point attached to the end. Through the internet, I was able to locate an Italian flint knapper who was generous enough to mail me a package of Lacinier flint from Italy. With this flint, I was able to make a stone point using the same tools that Otzi would have used 5,000 years ago. Otzi's pressure flaker consisted of a wood handle and a piece of antler inserted into the tip. This tool kind of looks like a pencil and is extremely effective at putting a sharp edge on a stone point. In part 2 of this video series, we will show you how to take these raw material and make a complete Otzi the Iceman arrow. In part 3, we will show you hunting scenes using this 5,000-year-old primitive archery hunting equipment.